Hello, it's Peter French again, here to speak to you about some of the implementation tools we could use to bring to life the ideas in our opening video. A lot of the entrepreneurs we speak to seem to understand marketing as some esoteric activity, that the work done in marketing is, well, it's kind of up in the air, and it's almost in the character of a marketeer. So depending on the approach of the practitioner would influence somehow the outcomes. Well, we're here to tell you that marketing, although it is a lot of heart based on the human senses, it's a very defined process, a science influenced by art and not the other way around. The closed loop can or should be found everywhere in your enterprise, but most importantly in marketing. Marketing can be a bottomless pit for your resources because by definition it is esoteric. It does spread your bread on the water, and unless you query the fish in your net, you are unable to tell if they've arrived there on their own or as an outcome of your marketing effort. Maybe they just swam there by themselves. A return on investment must be quantified. There are multiple points of entry into your business, and a successful characteristic of a good marketing system is to have them buttoned down to capture the incoming leads and record where they have come from. Let's take a simple example of a phone call answered. There's a lot we can say about defining this process using this very simple example, but suffice for now, let's just use it to demonstrate the closed loop. An incoming call is taken and recorded in a logbook with important information. For now, just the marketing source, the time, etc. The call characteristics are delivered to an inbox or a pigeonhole associated with the person who must process the contact. This may be automated, but let's assume a real person. At an appointed time, the receiving person system checks the status of the call details and ascertains if the request has been fulfilled. If not, he has an opportunity to call the client back and appraise them of the status. This feedback shows care and concern as well as professionalism. When the query has been satisfied, the logbook is updated and the suspect's engagement level is recorded. Again, automation can make this easier. But if you're not at that level, then the person who enables this process needs to send a follow-up feedback to the client with the next level of engagement. These processes need to fulfill this criteria. We want to capture any indications from our suspect that they want to engage with us, and then through further and different targeted communications, we seek to deepen the levels of engagement. Level 2 or deeper before they are given to sales. Not to be put off by any dropouts along the way. These, I'm not willing to engage now, suspects are put back into the pool and receive our level 1 general calls to action. Above all, our system must be robust, we call that bulletproof, so that it can handle a designed level of transactions without breaking down. So how do we know what the next level of message, or now targeted, not general, into the pool, needs to be delivered? And to how many levels do we go before we can say with conviction, this suspect is a new lead? The suspect has just asked you or downloaded from your web page some collateral that are used to heighten their awareness or move them from awareness to consideration or even engagement. Here's a page from our goal setting sheet, which demonstrates this next important step. Ask a question. This is in a quiz format. People are hardwired to answer quizzes, especially if the heading is only 5% get these answers right, or men normally fail these questions. Just joking. You don't need great technology to do this. A phone call will be enough to ascertain their engagement level. But a web-based set of questions which, depending on the answers, leads to a different question and a deeper engagement is a great way to establish this task and also automate it. An attitude of a good marketeer modifies these questions over time to get more and more suspects to answer them. A good return is around 40%, a statistical sample. Of those who get this level 2 question continue to engage. This is sometimes called A/B testing, and almost all of the automated web-based products do this, often for free. A trick we use is a two-way answer, either as acceptable or unacceptable, or okay or not okay. Anything that will show if this question leads to something else or to a deeper question on the same subject. It also doesn't allow for fence sitting. It is either or. Sometimes a free-form textual space is good to understand context of the answer. Needs improvement, but we're nearly there. Could lead to a different understanding of the suspect than needs improvement, but we're struggling to start. We want to ask questions of our subject, but we don't want to chase them away. We don't want the virtual conversation to lead to a deeper understanding of them as well of them of us. Using these type of radio buttons or outcomes, subjectively chosen during a phone call, leads us to know where there is an opportunity to expose new information about our products or service than the generic information contained in our general advertising. Whatever level you decide is appropriate for them to enter your sales funnel, a good way to achieve this is to have the next bit of marketing delivered by the salesperson as part of their find activity. The first step in their sales process. This has to become a very customized piece of collateral, but the suspect has been kind enough to tell us exactly why they are engaged. After some background research, armed with the levels of engagement from marketing, the salesperson is able to represent a hypothesis of value, a research theory of engage with our product or service and you will receive the following benefits, both tangible and intangible. Which prospect could resist that first call from sales? The idea is to encapsulate your value and essence into your product and your message so that you attract the perfect customer. We never seem to have a dearth of new product ideas, but we all have also seen exceptional products that crash and burn. We shouldn't be caught in the shiny syndrome trap and speak about our blue sky. Remember, it's about attracting a customer that we can wow with our deliverables. There will always be products that we want to do, but pragmatism leads us to compromise and create what we could be paid to do. This often leads to frustration and a kind of sausage machine creation mentality that shows no differentiation with everybody else out there. So say no. Don't do that, and don't represent it in whatever mercenary effect the market might want you to feel. We should look at the dynamics of what we do well and make sure that our products and message carry these characteristics. The intersection warns and directs us between what we want and what we are paid for. There is an area that we should say no, but between what we want and what we do well is an area which we can productize. That is, create words around our product that will fit our essence while we would differentiate ourselves through them in delivery. This area is will direct us to our words and those words that attract the perfect customer. Between what we do and what we are good at and what we are paid to do lies a fertile area where we can concentrate on being better, even the best in the market. Where these circles intersect is a product area which we sometimes refer to as the sweet spot. This is where we can make a huge profit. Watch product contributions, that's GP percentage, because they can be a lead indicator that you have found a sweet spot. In that spot, higher margins can be demanded, which leads to a product portfolio that builds your asset of value. Products can be seen to have these three characteristics. On a scale from 1 to 10, they're valuable, of course, 10 as perceived by the customer. They are teachable. We can teach them to somebody to create them, to deliver them, or to even use them. 1 is easy and 10 is difficult. They're repeatable. The chances of us delivering this product to our customer again, in other words, repeat business, is high, 10. Or they could get it elsewhere or never in the market again. So if we were professional photographers and we were looking for a product and a marketing activity to open a market, taking photographs for cricket teams that win series, or being called to corporate events or weddings of starry-eyed couples, or just humdrum boring old school photographs, it could be possible that we could pick a market based on our own personal preferences. We are starting out to build our professional photography studio. We see ourselves as artists. We're proud of our work, and so pick fashion photography or weddings as our market. Only we are good enough to do this work. It's highly specialized. It's valuable to our client. But the repeatability of is not there, hopefully, because they'll only get married once, for good. We might overlook the potential of a market that doesn't have that appeal of our professional instincts. The class photo is also reasonably valuable to our customer, and it is easily teachable to a low-paid technician. It could be highly repeatable because every year we'll get an opportunity. It's predictable and could form a market which could spawn other work like class yearbooks, a market overlooked because of our professional pride. Think of Apple, products that came from the iPod and the smartphone. Are they valuable? You bet. I wouldn't be without mine and often wonder how I manage a busy life without one 15 years ago. Are they teachable? Absolutely. I always smile when I see my very non-technical spouse playing with the iPhone and iPad. Quite competent, as all the technicalities are well hidden. Are they repeatable? Unfortunately. Although a 5-year-old iPhone works as well as a new one, updates and other free stuff drive us to upgrade regularly. Would this understanding inform your use of words to represent your business and product in the market and different markets? So again, some concepts that are central to our understanding of how marketing works. We hope that this understanding will inform you as a manager, an entrepreneur or leader to demand closed-loop systems that feedback. Use innovative ways to measure and engage your prospective customers, clients, to lead them to a fuller exposure of your sales process. And lastly, to focus your product not on pride, but on differentiated positions in the market through positioning and your use of the correct words in your marketing campaigns.